Good morning, my dear students. In this class, I'm going to tell you about the new topic, that is critical speed of shaft. Okay, so in module 5, that is under forced vibration. Okay, so critical speed of the shaft is very important in mechanical component. Okay, so critical speed is nothing but what it is also called as the whirling of shaft, or the whipping speed. Okay, so critical speed is very important. Okay, so here the critical speed is nothing but what the rotation of the speed at which the shaft start to vibrate violently in a transfer direction is called as what, the critical speed. Okay, critical speed is also called as rilling of shaft or the whipping speed sometime. Okay, so here so why critical speed occur, or critical speed of the shaft is occur, because when the CG of the shaft is does not coincide with the rotation of the shaft, during that such case we are going to get the critical speed. Okay, so normally at the critical speed it is very dangerous to run the shaft. Okay, because the amplitude of the vibration of the rotor excessively very large, that the shaft may chance of that is a breakage takes place into a small number of pieces. Okay, so that is into the bearing. Okay, that is into small pieces, and the large amount of forces is transmitted to the foundation or a bearing. Okay, so that is also because of this the shaft at this critical speed is very difficult to run. Okay, so thus it is very important to ensure that the rilling of action, that is the critical speed of action, does not occur at operating speed. Rilling, it is defined as the rotation of the plane made by the line of the center of the bearing of the shaft. Okay, so that is very important here, critical speed. Okay, so I will repeat, the critical speed is nothing but what, the speed at which the shaft rotate, vibrate or violently in a transfer direction is called as critical speed. Okay, so here same I told in the introduction, the same this sentence is there. So when the rotor is mounted on a shaft, okay, at the center of the gravity usually not coincide with the rotation of the shaft. Okay, the this CG, that is the center of gravity, is displaced from some distance of axis of rotation. Okay, from its mean position, from its displacement within smaller distance. Okay, very slow. Okay, as a result the shaft is subject to a centrifugal force when it is beginning to rotate. Okay, so when the shaft is displaced at some distance and it will start to rotate, rotation takes place in there is a chance of producing a what, the centrifugal force, that is m omega square r. Okay, the centrifugal force acting radially outward direction, not inside. Okay, outwardly direction, which makes the shaft to bend the direction of eccentricity of the center of gravity. That is, the displaced position is called as center of that is what, eccentricity, that is taken as e. Okay, so the okay, because of this the shifted shaft from one place to another place, there is a chance of producing a unbalance in the particular shaft. Okay, start the rotation of the shaft will be violently takes place in transfer direction. Okay, so in transfer direction, okay, that is in perpendicular direction to the axis of the shaft. Okay, this phenomenon is called as the rilling of shaft. Okay, so definition says the speed at which the shaft start to vibrate violently in the direction of perpendicular to the axis of the shaft or in a transfer direction, so is called as what, the critical of the speed. Okay, so this critical of speed, and you are having an experiment when you are come to final year. Okay, so this you have to one experiment is there so in design of design lab. Okay, to critical speed. Okay, to determine the different radius, okay, of the critical shaft, that is. Okay, so that we are going to study in detail. Okay, so otherwise we will go we will I will show you in design lab the critical speed, how the shafts are rotated in a different transfer direction, that is perpendicular to the axis of the shaft. Okay, so here again you have the two stages. Okay, so critical speed of the shaft without damping, that is here the light amplitude or amplitude of vibration takes place. With the damping is a large amount of vibration takes place. Okay, so here the case one is critical speed of the shaft without damping. In examination they may ask you define critical speed and derive an expression for critical speed of a shaft without a damping. Okay, so here critical speed means what, the speed at which the shaft rotate vibrant violently in a transfer direction is as critical speed. Okay, so this is suitable for the lightweight shaft. Okay, so here consider a same rotor. Take the one particular shaft which is going to fixed on either side of the bearing or some support. Okay, on which there is a rotor is connected, that is consider a rotor which is subjected to a steady state excitation due to the mass unbalance. Okay, so let the k is a radial stiffness of the shaft and e is the distance by which the cg is shifted from the axis of the rotation. Okay, so that distance is called as e. Okay, that distance you are going to consider as e. Okay, m is the mass of the disk and omega is the uniform angular velocity of the shaft. Okay, so this omega, don't make confused, where I'm going to consider vibration part, we are going to consider circular frequency. Okay, so omega c is nothing but what? Critical speed. Okay, so omega c is critical speed, that is in radian per second. O is the point of intersection of the bearing center with the plane of the disk. Okay, all these notation I'm going to use in the diagram. Okay, so here the E is a geometrical center of the disk and G the CG of the disk. Okay, so consider a shaft. This is what a shaft. Okay, so G, this is a shaft. Okay, this is the shaft axis upon which a shaft is connected in between to, both the side. Okay, so this is the shaft connected rigidly on both the side. Okay, so this is a heavy disc, that is this is a heavy disc. Okay, this is a disc will be connected on the particular shaft. Okay, so here the E, that is a center of gravity, it is just displayed at some distance, so that is we are going to consider here G, that is distance is going to consider as E. Okay, so I will repeat, figure A shows the consider a shaft upon which a shaft is connected. Okay, on either side fixed. Okay, upon which a circular rotating part is this rotating part is connected. Okay, so this is when the vertical shaft is stationary. This is under the stationary condition. Okay, so when the shaft is in motion, that is when if the shaft is movement takes place, that is the heavy disk is when the shaft is this shaft is there. No, this shaft is rotated. If you switch on this, if you rotate this direction, the CG is shifted from some distance, that is original to some distance. Okay, along with that the shaft is rotated in transfer direction. Okay, it will rotate like this horizontally. Okay, so here the axis of the rotation is there. This is the mass of masses of the shaft. Okay, so here it will a centrifugal force will be generated and it will be rotated in a transfer direction, that is O to E. Just it will, the shaft is taking bend. Okay, so that is, this is a bend takes place. Okay, that is a with an angular velocity, it will be rotated in a transfer direction with respect to perpendicular to the perpendicular to the axis of the shaft. Okay, this is the axis of the shaft, it is rotated in clockwise direction. Okay, that is anti-clockwise direction. Okay, within some distance of y. Okay, the whole the shaft will be bended. Okay, so this is rigidly fixed on the both the side. This is a mass elastic shaft, this is a heavy disc. Okay, so here while rotating, this is a rotating vertical shaft carrying a single rotor. Okay, this is only the single rotor will be there. Okay, so while rotating, these are the forces acting on that. Okay, this is the free body diagram. Okay, so here one force will be acting, this stiffness force. Okay, so it's G, that is and the E, G. Okay, so one is right hand direction force and one more is another direction force. Okay, that is E and G, which will be rotated in anti-clockwise direction. Okay, so centrifugal force will be generated right hand side direction, that is M y plus E into omega square. So that is the distance. Okay, total distance, that is the rotation of the shaft. Okay, so these are the diagram explanation. Okay, so how many forces are acting on that? There are two forces acting on the rotor. Okay, there are two forces acting on the element. Okay, one is the centrifugal forces, that is M y plus E. This is the distance. Y plus E is nothing but what? The shaft is bend, that bending distance is there. This is y plus E omega square in radially outward direction, that is called a centrifugal force. Okay, and the second one is the spring force, that is ky, k into distance, that is k spring into distance y due to the elasticity of the shaft radially outward. Okay, as the speed goes on decreases, that will come to the original position, that y. Okay, from the equilibrium position, these two forces must be act along the same line. Okay, at the same line, when it is in equilibrium position, these two forces are acting on the same line. Okay, therefore the point O and E and G must be lie on the same straight line. Okay, when it is in stationary condition, the radially outward centrifugal force causing the deflection, that is which is equal to M omega square y plus E. Okay, force that is a restoring force, that is a resisting force deflection is given by k into y. Okay, from the dynamic equilibrium of the simple harmonic motion, that is a system, that is from the D'Alembert principle, that is what F is equal to ma. Okay, so ky is equal to M omega square y plus E, make it equal. Okay, what that is resisting force is equal to that deflection force. Okay, so ky is equal to M omega square y plus E. Okay, so again just to resimplify this, ky you taken this, you RHS value take LHS, ky minus M omega square y is equal to M omega square E. Okay, so again here the y is common, k minus M omega square is equal to M omega square E. So y is equal to what? M omega square E whole divided by ky minus M omega square. Okay, therefore here we know that what this omega n, so omega n square is equal to what? K by M. So this is a natural frequency. Okay, omega n is equal to square root of k by M. So if you take the remove that square, you are going to get this omega n whole square. Okay, so wherever omega n square is there, just you substitute here. Okay, so here the omega is what? Y is equal to M omega square E, omega square omega by omega n whole divided by, you just to, if you divide k by y, here you are going to ky, if you divide this ky by y, you are going to get 1 minus omega by omega n square. Okay, just to substitute omega in place of omega n square by k by m. Okay, so here m omega square e whole divided by ky minus m omega square is there, no? So here omega k by, that is m omega square is nothing but what, k. So just to substitute here, you are going to get y is equal to omega by omega n whole square whole divided by 1 minus omega by omega n square. Okay, so so this can be written as if the critical speed is equal to also written as k by m, so it is in place of gravity means g by delta also you can write. Both the formulas are same. Okay, omega square is equal to k by m, so here y by e, just take the y by e is equal to what, you are going to get omega by omega c whole square whole divided by 1 minus omega by omega c whole square. Okay, so this is what the above equation shows, the deflection of the shaft and the phase. Okay, so this is an equation, this is the deflection takes place in the particular shaft. Okay, so this equation is very important. Okay, so without damping while solving the problems, if the shaft is given without the damping, means that is the lightweight, means you are going to use this equation. Okay, so similarly the phase angle is given by tan inverse, that is tan phi is equal to 2 zeta phi by omega n whole divided by 1 minus omega by omega n whole square. Okay, so when zeta is equal to 0, the phase angle is also become 0. Okay, so phi is equal to tan inverse of that, you can take that side. Okay, so this is about the without damping equation, very simple. Just to equate the both the forces, that is centrifugal force is equal to the spring force deflection. Just to simplify, you are going to get this equation. Okay, so this equation. Okay, second case is what, the case number 2 is critical speed of the shaft with the damping. So this takes place in a heavy large shaft weight. Okay, so this is very important, both are very important only. Okay, so critical speed of the shaft with damping. Okay, in examination they may ask you derive an expression for or derive an equation for critical speed of the shaft with damping. Okay, so when the damping is present in the form of an air or resistance, the analysis of the shaft for a while become the more involved. Okay, so when the damping is considered the system, that there are 3 point OEAG does not lie on the straight line. Okay, so when it is rotated, when the damping is considered, the point in the diagram OEG it will not coincide with the same axis. Okay, so here that is I shown in the diagram also here. Okay, so consider the disc subjected to the aerodynamic forces which acts radially outward direction. Okay, let O be the center of the rotation, y with the dynamic deflection of the shaft at the disc, and E is equal to eccentricity of the CG of the disc, that is a distance, that is a shifted distance. Okay, so K is the stiffness of the shaft, M is the mass of the disc, E is the center of the disc, and G the center of the disc. Okay, so look at the diagram number A. So this is what the equilibrium position. Okay, consider a vertical shaft and fixed to the both the end. So if in between them a rotating part is fixed on that. Okay, while in motion it will be rotated in a transfer direction at a distance from 0 to E. This is a bend, is a rotation direction in anti-clockwise direction. Okay, so I also shown here rotating vertical shaft carrying the single rotor. Okay, this is a single rotor will be there. So rotation takes place at a distance of in transfer direction at a distance of 0 to Y. Okay, this is the center of the gravity. Okay, so y plus e is nothing but what, this total g. Okay, so this is about the center of the bearing. Okay, so same diagram here I shown in the free body diagram. Okay, so initially is there like this. So initially which is rotated in the anti-clockwise direction. So here the position point O is there. This is the bearing fixed point, that is the initially is fixed point. Okay, so when it is rotated in a some transfer direction. Okay, so here the centrifugal force will be generated. So here at the point this the G will be shifted the some at a distance of some Y. Okay, while rotating this G point will be shifted in the top direction. I mentioned here G. Okay, at this a centrifugal force will be generated, that is a centrifugal force outward takes place, that is in horizontal direction cos, in vertical direction sin, that is m e omega square cos phi, m e omega square sin phi. Okay, so and along with that horizontal, that initial position also centrifugal force will be takes place, that is m y omega square. Okay, so again vertical also. Okay, so angle made by the E to E, this angle is taken by alpha, and the deflection, that is k into y, and that is the resisting force, and the distance between the shifted point to original point is taken as y. Okay, rotor is displaced condition, just to displaced, the entire G can be displaced. This is in a 2D diagram, this is a 3D diagram, don't make confused. Okay, so I am here I shown the rectangular, here shown round, this is also round is there, this is a 2D diagram, this is a 3D diagram. Okay, so while rotating 1 2 3 4 5 forces will be acting on this element, remember. Okay, So here the forces will be acting are four forces. The forces acting on the disc are the centrifugal force m e omega square at the g with the phase advance of the phi with respect to deflection of y. Okay, so that is just to remember centrifugal force along with the horizontal direction, which is equal to m e omega square. Okay, again second one, the centrifugal force m y omega square in the direction of OE direction, okay, radially outward, and the spring force, damper force. Okay, these are the four forces acting on this free body diagram. Based on this only we are going to derive the equation. Okay, so due to these forces, the point OE and the G does not lie on the same line. Okay, resolving the forces along the direction of the displacement, so you are going to get the ky minus m omega square y is equal to me omega square cos phi. So again k you take the y is take the common, so inside which you are going to get k minus m square is equal to me omega square cos phi, equation number 1. Okay, resolve the forces perpendicular to the direction of the displacement. Here we are going to resolve the forces perpendicular to the direction of the forces in this diagram. Okay, so here you are going to get after resolving, so cy omega, this is what a perpendicular resolving the forces along with the direction, this is the displacement, so that is the vertical direction forces. Cy omega is equal to me omega square sin phi. One is take the cos, another one is take the sin. Okay, resolve the force horizontally and vertically. Okay, both the equation add and square, equation number 1 and 2, you are going to get y square k minus m square whole square plus c omega whole square is equal to me omega square whole square sin square plus cos square y. Okay, so sin square phi plus cos square phi, we know that it is, which is equal to 1. Okay, so remaining is right, y square is equal to me omega square whole divided by, you take this side in the this direction. Okay, send to RHS. Okay, so again, so this is what this square will be there. Just if you remove this square, you are going to get m e omega square square root of km omega square whole square plus c omega whole square. Okay, so here take the square on the both the side. Okay, so here the square will be there, we are going to get cancelled. This is a y square will be there, if you send this side means it will become like this. Okay, so next y by e, we want y by e is equal to omega by omega n whole divided by square root of 1 minus omega by omega n whole square to the whole square plus 2 zeta omega by omega n. Okay, so next also divide the equation 1 by 2, you are going to get the phase angle tan phi is equal to c omega whole divided by k minus m omega square. Okay, so we know that c omega in terms of again rearrangements, you are going to get tan alpha is equal to 2 zeta omega by omega n whole divided by 1 minus omega by omega n whole square. Okay, so how we have converted c omega to 2 zeta omega by omega n, because c is nothing but what, 2 zeta omega by omega n, already we derived in the previous case. Okay, so I wrote direct answer. Okay, so this is about the two derivations of critical speed with the damping and without damping. Both the derivations are very important in the point of considering this model 5th. Okay, so here just to remember the critical speed, nothing but what, the speed at which the shaft rotate, vibrate violently in a transfer direction is called as critical speed. But at critical speed we cannot run the shaft, it is in operating normal range only we are going to operate the shaft. Okay, so here it is very important to ensure that the rilling of the critical speed action does not occur at that is what, operating speed. Okay, so rilling, it is defined as the rotation of the plane made by the line of the center of the bearing and the bent shaft. Okay, so I will repeat the definition. Critical speed is nothing but what, so the speed at which the shaft rotate vibrant violently in a transfer direction is called as what, the critical speed. At operating speed we cannot run this critical speed. Okay, so this is about very important. Okay, so critical speed and the two cases, damping, without damping, with damping of critical speed. Okay, both the derivation you have to remember. So I hope you understand this two derivation plus definition of critical speed. Okay, thank you.